about the load flow solutions using Gauss-Seidel method. So that is the simplest method to find the unknown values. We know that the 4 parameters in the load flow, that is very important. From that only we can find the unknown values, that is the real power, reactive power, voltage and phase angle. So if the real power and the reactive powers are given, you need to find the other two values. If the voltage and reactive power are given, you need to find the other values like real power and phase angle. Like that, any bus if you are taking, two values will be specified universally and other two values you need to find out. So how to find out? We are having some particular algorithm. That is, the first one is the Gauss-Seidel method. By using the Gauss-Seidel method, we can identify the solutions. So I hope we got the solution. It is an iterative algorithm actually. So there will be a tolerance also there. It will be specified. So till the tolerance, we need to repeat the iterations and identify the results. So in the hand calculations, it is not possible for every system. Right, therefore sometimes if you want to do some 10 iterations, it will take some 5 to 6 hours to complete. So it is not possible to do all the iterations in the hand calculations, right? There are some advantages in the Gauss-Seidel method. It is very simple and easily we can get the results, right? But there is a disadvantage and it is not accurate. You need to go for many iterations to get the results. At least for a 3-bus system, it will take a minimum 5 to 10 iterations. And if it is a 30 or 40-bus systems, normally it will take hundreds of iterations. It is not at all easy. All right. But the Newton-Raphson method that we are going to discuss in this particular session, it is very, very efficient and it is very effective too. Right? Therefore, the Newton-Raphson method is the most powerful algorithm, right? Till now we are using. But the disadvantage is the calculation is much complex when compared to Gauss-Seidel method. For example, the Gauss-Seidel, it is going for 10 iterations. Newton-Raphson, it will take only 1 or 2 iterations because of the accuracy of the results. Immediately you will get. Or for a bigger bus system, say 30 bus systems, if the Gauss-Seidel it is taking 100 iterations, then Newton-Raphson will take 10 to 15 iterations to complete. Right, but the calculations are much complex. Right, if you are compromising the calculations, then the iteration will be up. If you are compromising the iterations, then the calculation will be complex, right? That is what are the differences here. All right, but the most accurate method, we can say that Newton-Raphson method that we are going to discuss in this particular session. Let us start. So already we know that the algorithm behind the Newton-Raphson method to identify the results, right? So today's session, we are going to discuss about how we can arrive the solution using this Newton-Raphson method through a mathematical analysis, right? So let us start. So hope you are able to see my screen. That is Newton-Raphson method. So let us solve a 3-bus system. It will be much easier for you to understand since the calculation is very complex. We are not going for a bigger bus system. That is a 3-bus system for understanding purpose, right? So some given values are there, right? Especially any type of the load flow solutions, there should be some given or input values. So depends upon the input values only we can go through that, right? So normally they will give two data. That is, one is the bus data, another one is the line data. So from the line data, you need to find the Y bus, the admittance matrix, and from the bus data you can find out the various load flow parameters like the real power, reactive power, voltage and phase angle, right? So just I want to give the input data. First one is I am giving bus data. So the bus data, just I am giving the bus numbers. Bus number will be there, and I'm giving the real power P. I'm giving the reactive power Q. I'm giving the voltage V. I'm giving the phase angle, right? The first bus, there is no real power, there is no reactive power, but the voltage it is given as 1.04 and the angle it is given as 0. And the second bus, the real power is given as zero point 0.5 and the reactive power it is given as 1 and the voltage is not given, phase angle is not given. And let us see the third bus. Third bus, the real power is given, that is 1.5 and uh, sorry, real power is not given. So real power is not given, but reactive power is given, that is 1.5. I'm right only. Once again, just I refer the question. The real power actually specified, reactive power only not given, and the voltage is also given. It is not given. So this is the bus data, right? So from this table you can get the values, and we can conclude the type of the bus also. So listen here, the first bus we know that voltage and phase angle are given, therefore it is the first bus is which bus? We call it as slack bus. The second bus we can see that real power and the reactive power is given, it is a load bus. And the third bus you can see that P and V is given, it is a PV bus or a generator bus. So three different types of buses were given, and from the different types of buses you need to identify the solution. But this is not enough, we need some more data, right, to start the iterations or start the analysis, that is the line data. Now listen, the line data, from the line data we have to form the Y bus. So what I am giving means directly I am giving the Y bus so that it will be easy for us to understand, right? Otherwise it will take more time. From line data which implies directly I am giving the Y bus. Since it is a 3 bus system, the Y bus matrix also it will be 3 bus, right? I am giving the Y bus directly. because you know that 1 2 is equal to 2 1, 1 3 is equal to 3 1, right? And similarly 2 3 is equal to 3 2, right? Now we need to write the 3 3 value. Listen, you can see one difference, right, in the Y bus. So previously we written Y bus in terms of a rectangular form, right? Now I written everything in terms of polar form. Do you know? So that is the difference while forming the Y bus. But I think you may know that. So to convert the rectangular form to the polar form directly you can do it, right, using your calculators. If you are using the calculators in the complex mode, directly you can get these values, right? So since you know to form the Y bus, directly given the Y bus, right? Because already in the unit 1 also you know that to form the Y bus by two methods we seen. One is by inspection method and another one is the singular transformation method, right? Both the methods you seen. And the unit 2 also, while solving Gauss Seidel method, we did the solution for the Y bus, right? Because that is the first part. And here only one different, right? Normally we are placing the Y bus in terms of A plus IB, but now here we are placing the Y bus in terms of R comma theta, right? Instead of rectangular form, we are writing in the polar form, right? So that is the difference here. So let us proceed. So first what we want to do means we need to write the Jacobian matrix, right? So how the load flow analysis goes, and from that we need to find the values one by one. But listen carefully, here there are one PQ bus is there, one PV bus is there, right? According to the Newton-Raphson, the change in real power is directly proportional to change in voltage. Sorry, change in phase angle. The same writing. Here you can write according to Newton-Raphson, then says change in real power is directly proportional to change in a rotor angle. And similarly, change in reactive power is directly proportional to change in voltage. Right? By using that, you need to form the Jacobian matrix. So once you know to form the Jacobian matrix, then we can proceed to the next. So listen. So what I'm doing means in this particular system, you can see that there is how many real power values are there and how many reactive power values are there. So you can see that here there are two real power values are there and one reactive power values are there. Therefore, in the left hand side, we are having that is two real powers and one reactive power, right? And similarly, the right hand side will varies because these are the four power flow parameters given, right? So once again I repeat, Malison, change in real power is directly proportional to change in rotor angle, change in reactive power is directly proportional to change in voltage. So in this particular system, we can see that how many real power values are there. There are two real power values are there, right? Right. The bus 2 we are having a real power value that is 0.5, and in the bus 3 we are having another real power value that is 1.5, right? So both you need to take it into account. And similarly, the next thing you can see that the Q, that is change in reactive power, that is in the bus 2, right? Therefore, three parameters there in the left hand side. So once again I repeat, so here you can see that bus 2 and bus 3 we are having P, and bus 2 we are having Q, right? So all those things will be coming in the left hand side. Once again I am writing in terms of matrix so that you can understand. That is change in real power, that is change in reactive power. So it will be like a matrix. that is equal to here we know that change in real power is directly proportional to change in rho triangle. See, I am writing this same. Change in reactive power is directly proportional to change in voltage. Alright, now what it actually inside, right? That is the partial derivatives of the real power with respect to del, right? Therefore, here we can see that dou P divided by dou del. I hope you can understand that is P with respect to del, and the next term P with respect to V. And similarly here for change in reactive power we can write it as that is dou Q, that is with respect to change in del, and similarly dou Q with respect to change in V. Right? Therefore, this thing we call it as a Jacobian matrix. Yeah. Right? So, this is the main theme behind this Newton-Raphson method. Once you are able to form this Jacobian matrix, you can arrive the final results. Right? So, how to find out? So, it depends upon the type of the buses, this Jacobian matrix may vary. So in our cases, how many real power, how many reactive power depends on the size of the Jacobian matrix will be, right? So that we can see. So here the real power is given, right? How many real powers are there in our system? We can see. Is P2 is there and P3 is there, right? So what I am writing means this side change in P2 and change in P3. And similarly, how many Q is there? You can see that Q, right, here at 2, right, at bus 2 Q is there is no more. Therefore, one more time it should be, that is bus 2 change in Q2. So this will be, the left hand side. So that is equal to, we know that the real power is directly proportional to uh, rho triangle or phase angle, and the reactive power that is directly proportional to voltage. So we are going to write the proportionality constants. So that is equal to, here you can see that is change in del 2, because P2 with respect to del 2, right? This change in del 3, P3 with respect to del 3. For Q2 that is equal to change in V2, right? Now we need to write what are all inside. That is dou, this is P2, right? Dou P2 divided by dou del 2. Similarly, dou P2 divided by dou del 3. Then dou P2 divided by dou V2. I hope you can understand, right? For the matrix multiplication. P2 means P2 with respect to del 2, P2 with respect to del 3, P2 with respect to V2. And similarly for P3, that is dou P3 divided by dou del 2. Dou P3 divided by dou del 3. Dou P3 divided by dou V2. And the last one, dou Q2 divided by dou del 2. Dou Q2 divided by dou del 3. Dou Q2 divided by dou V2. So now, to find the Jacobian matrix for this particular problem, that is the generalized Jacobian matrix, how to form, that we've seen, and this is for this particular problem we've seen the Jacobian matrix, right? The two real power is there and one reactive power is there, and depends upon the proportional way, right? We can write the real power is directly proportional to rho triangle and the reactive power is directly proportional to voltage, right? So both the things were written, and now we are in the position to find all the values like the change in P, change in Q, and the values inside. Then we need to find the overall value so that it will over, right? So now what we have to do means we need to find the change in real power first. So change in real power, P is equal to, so already one P value is there. So that is P, that is P2, right? We have to find P2. So instead I will give the generalized thing so that you can understand. I am giving Pi is equal to Pi specified minus Pi calculated. So specified means the value is value given in the problem, right? For us we need P2 and P3. Therefore del P2 that is equal to P2 specified minus P2 calculated. So we are going to calculate the specified value is there in the problem. You can see that is where is P2 specified. Yeah, P2 specified is 0.5. So therefore we can keep it as here that is given in the problem, that is P2 specified is equal to 0.5. Now we need to find P2 calculated. How to find? Let us see P2 calculated, that is equal to, that you are going to apply the formula. For the generalized formula I am going to apply first so that you know that. Pi calculated is equal to sigma j is equal to 1 to n Vi Pj Yij cos theta ij plus del j minus del I. So listen, so that is Vi Vj Yij to cos theta ij plus del j minus del A. Actually here you will be having the modulus, means it will tell you the magnitude alone, and here it will tell you about the angle alone, right? So you know, you can see that that's why we are keeping everything in magnitude as well as angle. The y bus also you can see that all those things are in the magnitude as well as angle, right? So now we are going to substitute, and we are going to expand that formula. Melissa, the formula is nothing new to you. That is, we are telling about the real power formula Vi cos pi. The same thing only, right? Otherwise, we can write it as V square into Z into cos pi, or V square into Y into cos pi. The same thing is here, right? So nothing different. So let us see. For us, we need a P2 calculated. P2 calculated is equal to sigma J is equal to, we don't want to put sigma directly, we can expand, since we know that it is a 3 bus system and I is equal to 2, right? I is equal to 2 and J varies from 1 to n, 1 to 3, right? And there is no more conditions, therefore we can write it as V2 V1 Y21, right, multiplied by cos of theta 21 plus del j here it is 1 minus I is equal to 2. It is not over since summation is there, plus V2 multiplied by V2 Y22 cos of theta 22 plus del 2 minus del 2, right? It will be cancel each other, plus that is V2 V3 Y23 cos of theta 23 plus del 3 minus del 2. I hope you can understand, right? Just expand this formula, and I j it is varies from 1 to n, and I we know that that is equal to 2. Now we need to substitute the value here, right? If you are able to substitute, you can see that V2 value is specified, V1 value is specified. What about Y21? So all those values we can see that from the problem it is given clearly. V1 value is specified, right? V2 value is not specified, therefore we have to take the flat voltage as we are taking in the Gauss Seidel method. Therefore V2 is the flat voltage, V3 is 1.04, right? Sorry, 1.03, V1 is 1.04. Let us substitute one by one. Now listen, while we are assuming the flat voltage, since the bus 2 is PQ bus, therefore no V value is there. Therefore flat voltage means 1 multiplied by V1 value is given, that is 1.04, right? And Y21 value, that is from the magnitude, that is Y21 value is 5, right? Y21 value is 5. Similarly theta 21 value is 75. Let us substitute here, that is multiplied by Y21 value is 5 and cos of theta 21 value is how much? 75, right? Theta 21 value is 75. So cos of here 75 is there, plus del 1 value is mentioned, it is 0, minus del 2 value is also not given, but V2's angle it will be 0 if you are taking the flat voltage, therefore that is also 0, right? Please keep it in mind. Del 1 value is given in the problem, that is 0. Del 2 value is not given, but we taken the flat voltage, one angle 0 or 1 plus j 0. Anyway, that value becomes 0, plus V2 into V2, that is flat voltage only we are taking, that is 1 multiplied by 1 and multiplied by Y22 and theta 22 value we need, and that we need the Y bus. Y22 is 12, theta 22 is minus 25. So here we want to substitute, that is Y22 that is equal to 12 and cos of theta 22 is minus 25 Plus here itself it will cancel, right? Plus del 2 minus del 2, it will cancel each other. So plus this term, that is v2 value is again 1, and v3 value is specified, right? V3 value is specified, that is equal to 1.03, right? 1.03 was specified. Therefore here we are going to write the v3 value is 1.03 multiplied by y23 value we need, y23 value, and theta23 value we need. Let us see the y bus, that is y21, 22, 23, right? That is 21 is 5, 22 is 12, 23 is 7. 7 angle 75. That is, we can substitute 7, and here the angle is 75, that is 7 cos of 75, plus del 3 value is 0, and similarly this value is also 0. Already we know that. Now what we have to do means we have to simplify. So once we are able to simplify, we will get the answer. So I am giving 2 minutes. Please simplify it and tell me the answer.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what is the value you are getting? Can you tell me?
14.087, sir.
14.08.
7.
Please check others also. Can you tell me what is the answer?
0876.
14.087. It is enough. Mothers, please check whether we are getting the same answer or different. Now please check this value. I hope this is not correct. I'm getting some other value. Please check whether you're getting the same value. So once we are able to identify the answer, we can move to the next step to calculate that is change in del 3, sorry, change in P3, change in Q3, Q2, etc. As of now, we found out change in P2, this del P2, and similarly we need to find del P3 also. So del P3 is equal to, you can write P3 specified minus P3 calculated. So P3 is specified, that is given in the problem. P3 specified is equal to, that is in the problem, you can check. Yeah, that is 1.5. And similarly, you need to calculate P3, that is P3 calculated by using the above formula. So now I is equal to 3. So that is the only different, right? Therefore, we have to start from V3, V1, Y31 cos of theta 31 plus del 1 minus del 3 plus, that is, what about the next step? I think I written something wrong here. Please check. The formula is Vi, Vj, Yij, right? So here Vi is, I is equal to 3, but Vj it starts from 1, correct? I hope I written correctly, yes. Va, Vj, Yij, cos theta ij plus del j minus del I. And similarly Vi, Vj, that is Y32, that is cos theta 32 plus del j is 2 minus 3 plus V3 into V3 Y33 cos of theta 33 plus del j is 3 and this is also 3. So if you are substituting all those things, you will get the answer, that is P3. Therefore from that we can find the P3 del P3, therefore both will be over. Please substitute the values here, and similarly you can find the values of Q. So as per the Jacobian matrix we need to find all the values. Now we are finding the left hand side, so change in Q we need to find. Just I am giving the formula for change in Q. I am writing change in Qi is equal to the similar manner here also qi specified minus qi calculated. All right. So how to find the specified value and calculated value? Specified value is there in the problem itself, and calculated value we use that formula. All right. Therefore, for us, where the q is present at the third bus, right? Q is present at the third bus, not third bus, second bus, right? Here you can see q is present at the second bus. Therefore, it will be q2. So here I will be 2, therefore change in q2, that is equal to q2 specified minus q2 calculated. And now you need to find the calculated value, because specified value is given in the problem, that is q2 specified, that is equal to, let us see the problem there. So here it is given, yeah, q2 is equal to 1. Therefore the value directly we can get it from the problem, that is q2 specified is equal to 1. Right. Now we need to find q2 calculated. So what is the formula for that is q2 calculated? Let us see. It is minus sigma j is equal to 1 to n vi vj yij. So we know that real power it will be in terms of cos, and the reactive power it will be in terms of sine. That is sine theta ij plus del j minus del I. So it is common. So here I try to write it as this is qi, right? Now we are going to write q2 calculated. That is equal to minus of I is equal to 2 here, that is v2 v1 y21 sine of theta 21 plus del 1 minus del 2, plus not plus, it will be minus, since before summation minus is there. So minus v2 multiplied by v2 y22 sine of theta 22 plus del 2 minus del 2, minus of again v3 yes vi is 2, right? v3 y23 sine of theta 23 plus del 2 minus del j minus del I, del 3 minus del 2. Right. So here also you can see that all the values are in the problem, right? v2 is there, v1 is there, y21 is there, right? If the values are not given, just assume it is 1. It will be a flat voltage. And all theta values are there in the y bus. So if we are substituting, we'll get the values. So what are the values you found out till now? You can see that where is the Jacobian matrix? Yeah. So here we calculated this value. This is over, this is over, this is over. Then you have to calculate dou P2 by dou del 2. So how to calculate this value, right? So once you calculate all the 9 values, then only we can calculate this value. The problem will be over. Right. So how the dou P2 by dou del 2, I will tell you. Just you take this value. Oh my God. Because we need this equation to derive and to differentiate. But I couldn't select. Okay. So what I do means here itself I am going to do the differentiation for you so that it will be easy. So here this value is actually all those things together, it is P2, right? So though the whole thing what around all are P2, because we know that it is P2 calculated, alright. From that what I am doing means I am going to calculate dou P2 divided by dou del 2. This is P2, that is dou P2 divided by dou del 2. Listen. So the first term what is there? V1, V2, V1, Y21 all are constants. So you can write as it is. That is V2, V1, Y21. And if you are differentiating cos theta, what is the value you are getting? Can you tell me the differentiation of cos theta? So I'm writing little bit, yeah. V2, V1, Y21, yeah. That will be minus of sine del 21 z theta 21 plus del 1 minus del 2, and for minus del 2 here, because we are differentiating with respect del 2, again minus will come, therefore it become positive, right? I hope you can understand. Plus second term, if you are differentiating, there is no del 2, these two will cancel each other, therefore there is no del 2, therefore the second term the equation becomes 0, plus the third term is again del 2 term is there, therefore it will be like v2 v1 y21 sine of theta 2 3 plus del 3 minus del 2. Anyway, for del 2 minus 1 will be there, minus of minus plus will be there. So like that you can find this dou p2 by dou del 2, and what are the other terms you have to find? Dou p2 by dou del 3 you need to find, like the same, like the similar way differentiate. Then similarly you have to find dou p2 divided by dou v2, right? So if you are finding all those things, you can substitute this thing in the Jacobian matrix, right? So here we are having the Jacobian matrix at the top, yeah. So if you are doing all the partial fractions, partial differentiations, not fractions, so you'll get this value, this value, this value, and similarly you'll get all the 9 values. And once you know all these values, if you are substituting, it will be like a 3 cross matrix, and the 3 unknowns will be there. You can write it as a 3 equation, and you can find this change in del 2, del 3, and v2. So these are the unknown values that you can easily find out at the end of the iteration, right? So I hope you can understand, but if you are solving or if you are practicing by your own, it will be easy. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you. Okay. So please practice it and do it properly. Thank you.